that mandatory detention of criminal aliens pending deportation proceedings is unconstitutional. You recall this?
I do, Senator.
Okay. Now, the Supreme Court disagreed with that opinion, so how do you evaluate the argument you made in your amicus in light of the Supreme Court's pronouncement?
Thank you, Senator. In those amicus briefs, as an advocate, we made the argument that in those instances, while the individual was awaiting deportation or removal, that an individualized hearing should be afforded that individual to determine flight risk or safety to the community. As you noted, the Supreme Court has disagreed with that in the DeMoor case, and if confirmed, I would faithfully follow the DeMoor case that holds that there is no individualized hearing and there is mandatory detention.
Okay, thank you for that. So your opinion has changed. Is that fair to say? Would you couch it that way?
Well, when I was drafting those amicus briefs, it was as an advocate, and so as a judge,
okay,
I would now follow the law.
You would approach it a different way.
I would approach it consistent with the DeMoor case, absolutely.
Judge Cato, am I saying that correctly?
Cato, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I knew that didn't sound right. Okay, let's talk about the bail requirement that you cut in half for Brandon McDowell.
Senator Blackburn, I handle multiple bail matters.
I'll help refresh your memory
on
this one. Thank you. It was last month. You cut the bail requirement in half for a defendant, Brandon McDowell, indicted for distributing fentanyl, which resulted in a woman's death. And the defendant sold a woman counterfeit oxycodone, and she died. And we have a drug epidemic. We see so many drugs coming over that open southern border, and people are losing their lives. And we're hearing reports from the Wall Street Journal and the Department of Justice that counterfeit prescription opioids are increasingly coming into this country. And this is at a crisis. So how would you justify your decision to make it easier for drug runners and distributors to put counterfeit fentanyl on the streets and somebody loses their life?
Senator Blackburn, I would wholeheartedly agree with you that the drug epidemic is something that
So why did you cut the bail requirement in half?
Senator Blackburn, again, I don't know whether that was a case where perhaps the parties stipulated to modification of the bail. Again, without looking at the docket, it's really hard for me to...
Let me have you submit an answer in writing for that. This is one of the issues that comes up most often with our law enforcement in Tennessee. And I had a sheriff last week tell me, he said, you know, every town's a border town, every state's a border state with that open border, and we used to measure drugs that we apprehended in grams or ounces, and now it is in pounds. So I was stunned when I saw the action that you had taken and really quite troubled by that. Judge